Hi grade 2 families, Miss Jackson here. I just wanted to take some time to run you through the math workshop binder. We've included this in all of your kits that you've taken home over the last little bit, and it includes several different pages that you can use daily if you'd like. So this week our focus is just on teaching you all of the pages one by one and having your kid practice those pages a little bit. If they're successful in doing all of these pages, it teaches a lot of the skills that they need to know going into grade 3. So there's two different ways that you can do these worksheets, or that I would recommend doing. The first is that we've included the package in a clear sheet. So if you'd like, what you can do is turn to the first page, and you can either pop it back into the clear sheet or just put the clear sheet over top, and then your child can use a whiteboard marker to do the page. So for this one, let's say our number is 23. They write 23 up here. They show the number, it says begin by writing today's number on all the dotted lines. So I'm going to write 23 there and 23 there. I've now put it on all of the dotted lines. And then I'm going to shade in the place value blocks below. So here we go. There's 10, 20, 21, 22, 23. So 2 10s and 3 1s is 23 in all. Show the number 23 using tally marks in the box below. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. When that is done, you can easily take a piece of paper towel or a Kleenex and everything just wipes off so that you're ready for the next page. Now, if you would prefer not to do that and want to use an iPad instead, you could definitely do that. And I'm going to show you the process for that. So here I have my iPad and I have it open to Teams right now. So I've opened up my Teams app. I've gone to my class here. If you're in Mrs. Bertman and Miss Milne's class, then you would go to that class. And then just look for where it says Math Workshop Binder. So my download is right here. Going to click on that and it's going to open it. And then here I have all of the pages I need for the Math Workshop Binder. So if I'm looking at this, what I can do is just take a screenshot of each page. So the first day it takes a little bit longer just to get all the pages, but I'd go through and again you push this button here and then the top button at the same time. That takes your screenshot and then you're ready to go. When you have all your screenshots done, you can go into your photos and you can go through that process of editing pages again. So this is the first page, Property of the Mighty Mathematician. You can put your kid's name, or they can write their own name there. And then their math superpower, so it might be adding or subtracting, something that they think they're really, really good at. For a lot of kids, that might be patterning, something even that simple. And then they can draw a picture of themselves as a math superhero in this spot here if they'd like. Okay, so we've done this page. Let me run you through this page here. So to edit the page, you're going to click on the screen and the edit option pops up. Push that button. At the very bottom here, you have those 3 dots. You're going to click on those and then it says markup. Click on markup and that brings up this page here. Make sure your pen is selected. You can choose the color of ink. I'm going to choose blue. And then you put in your number. So today's number is going to be 23. So let's write the 23 up there. And then write 23 on the dotted lines. So we'll put 23 there and 23 there. Then it says show the number 23 by filling in the tens frame below. So you're just going to color in 10, 20, 21, 22, 23. So that would be my 23 on the 10 frames. And then show the number 23 on the number line below. So here's 20, this is 30. I know that 23 is, well, this would be 25 right in the middle, and 23 is less than 25, so that means 23 must be right about there. So that would be 23, and they can write 23 below it as well. And then this page is done. So you would push done, and that shows the page that they've done that day. If you're wanting to save this, then you would push done again. If you want to wipe it clean, you can just push cancel and discard changes and then go to the next sheet. And then on this sheet, again, you would push edit and then those 3 dots at the bottom, markup. Make sure you have your pen, choose your color, and then write your number in. So if the number is 23, you put 23 there, and then 23 on all the dotted lines. So there's 23 again, and then more dotted lines. So I'm going to write 23, 23, 23. All right, I think that's all the dotted lines. So it says, is the number 23 an odd number or an even number? Color the place value blocks below to model and solve. This page is a little bit trickier. So what you do for this one is you're going to evenly disperse the 23 to see if it's an even number or an odd number. So I'm going to put 10 here and 10 there. So I'm at 20. Then I'm going to go 21, 22, 23. And what I can see after doing that is that this is an odd number. And I know it's an odd number because there's more boxes filled out on this side than this side. So I can check where it says here, the number 23 is an odd number. All right, so then it says, I also know 23 is an odd number because the digit in the ones place is a 3. And it shows that 3 is an odd number. So that is how you would do this page. I'm going to show you one more thing with this page. So let's just delete that. And I'm going to do it with a new number. So my new number is going to be 32. And then I'm going to write 32 on all of these lines. It doesn't need to look pretty. There we go. So 32 is tricky because you have 10, 20, and then you have that 30. A lot of kids like to put the 30 on one of those and go, oh, it's an odd number because it's not the same. But what they need to do when they have an odd number of 10s is break that 10 up into 2 groups of 5. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So now I've broken up that last 10 for the 30. And then I need to go 1 and 2. And when I do that, I can see that there's an even number on both sides, which means the number 32 is an even number, but let's just check it again. We'll circle the 2 because the ones place is a 2, and it shows that it's an even number. All right, and that is that page done. I'm going to switch back over to the page protector sheet. I find that's a little bit easier for me, and I have all the tools I need to do it. So let's flip to the next page. So we've done this one now, we've done this one. So we are on page 4. Okay, so here's my page protector. I have a whiteboard marker, and I'm ready to go. And we're gonna go back to the number 23 because it's just a nice number to work with. It's not too big, it's not too small. I just like it. So here we go. We're going to write 23 again, and it says put 23 on all the dotted lines. So 23, 23, 23, and that should be it. Okay, so show the number 23 in the place value chart below. So first I have to figure out what is the tens. So I know that this is the 10 spot, and it's 20, which is 10, 20, so 2 tens. And then the 1 spot is this one here, and there are 3 ones, 1, 2, 3. So 10, 20, 21, 22, 23. That shows the number there. Then it says write the number 23 in the different number forms below. Standard form. This is where you need page 5. So if you flip to page 5, it gives you all the information you need. So it says standard form is a number written in digits. Example, 135 in standard form is written 135. So that means when I go back to this page, the standard form for 23 is 23. Expanded form, let's flip back. It says expanded form, a number written in an addition sentence that shows the value of each digit. For example, 135 is in expanded form is written 100 plus 30 plus 5. So 23 would be 20 plus 3. And then word form. So for this one, we're just going to write it in words. So 23. And if you were to flip back to this page, you would see that it gives you the spelling for all of those numbers. So if your child needs help with spelling, they can flip back and forth with that. Okay, then down here it says draw a box around the tens place. So I know that the 2 is in the tens place, and the value of the tens place is, 20. And then draw a circle around the ones place. So that's the ones place, and the value of the ones place is 3. And then this page is completed. So let's erase this. And we'll go on to the next page. So because 5 was just a helping page to show you what to do, we're going to skip past 5 and I will show you 6. So here is the next page. I'm going to put my page protector back on and I'm going to write the number, and again we'll use 23. So there we go, and we're going to put the number 23 on all of the dotted lines. And last one. Okay, so there we go. The first job is circle the number 23 on the hundreds chart. So let's see, 10, 20, 21, 22, 23. There it is. Then we're going to come down to this question here. It says, how many more to make 100? Okay, so 23 plus something equals 100. So let's figure that out. I'm at 23 here. I'll add 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77. So 23 plus 77 equals 100. Something plus 23 equals 100. Okay, well here's 23 again and something else. So again, I could go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77. Aha, so it's still 77. Eventually, your kids are going to figure out that it's always the same. So that is a nice thing for them to know. 100 minus 23 equals something. So let's try that. Here's 100, and we're going to subtract 23. So 10, 20, 21, 22, 23. So that takes us to 77. And then 100 minus something equals 23. So let's do that one. So here's 100, and we're going to see how long it takes to get to 23. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77. Okay, so there we go. Then I'm going to hop over here to this question. Some of the kids have already practiced doing this type of chart, but it's kind of nice to see it on the hundreds chart as well. So let me just start by erasing what's on here so that it's a little more visible. We'll circle 23 again. So 23 and one more. Well, I know 23 plus 1 is 24. So one more is 24. And if I'm at 23 and I go one less, it's 22. Now 23, 10 more, I know that it's 33 because I know that if you just add 10, you're jumping down one spot in the tens chart. But your child might need to just add by once. So they might go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 33. And 10 less, they might go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whoop, 13. And put 13 there. If they're doing that adding and subtracting by ones, don't worry too much. I would just suggest pointing out, did you notice that when we subtract 10 or do 10 less, we actually just go backward a number or a whole line on the hundreds chart, and we just go ahead one line. And eventually they will figure that out, but for some kids it takes a really long time. So that is this page here. So let me erase that. And we'll go on to the next page. So the next page is page 7. All right, so there is page 7. So we're going to write 23 here. And, oh, no dotted lines, so we don't have to put the number anywhere else. So start with today's number. Count forward by 1 until you reach a number that has a 5 in the ones place. Write it in the circle below. So 23, and I'm going to go forward until I get to a number that has a 5 in the ones place. So 23, 24, 25. Aha, 25. Okay, so then starting with the number in the circle, skip count by 5. So here's 25. So 25 is 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. Okay, and skip counting by 10. Start with today's number, count forward until by 1 until you reach a number that has a 0 in the ones place. Write it in the circle below. So 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 30 has a 0 in the ones place. We can use that. So 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140. There we are. If your child would like a little bit of a challenge, what they could do is instead of changing the number, they could start with 23 and see if they can figure that out. So 23 plus 5 is 28. 28 plus 5 is 33. 33 plus 5 is 38. And just see if they can figure that pattern out. Eventually you realize that it just goes back and forth between those two numbers, and it becomes much easier. But it's still kind of a fun thing for them to play with. So kids are always welcome to play around with the numbers and try different things. Just double check that the math that they're doing is right. Then we have page 8. So page 8 is financial literacy, which means that you're working with money. So let's put our number 23 down, and we have all of these different coins. So here I'm looking for which coins add to today's number. So if our number is 23, we're going to go 10, 20, 21, 22, 23. I find by grade 2, a lot of kids don't actually know the names of the coins. So make sure before you get started on this page that they know what a toonie is, a loonie, a quarter, a nickel, a dime, and a penny, and then the value of those coins as well. So this is worth 200 cents, 100 cents, 25, 5, 10, and 1. And you can even go through the difference between $2 and 200 cents. So here is how we showed that. So we had 10, 20, 21, 22, 23. And then we need to show it one other way. So I might decide to do 5, 10, 20, 21, 22, 23. A fun challenge is always to see if the kids can figure out how many cents there are in total in one of these sections. And then if they figure that out, how many cents in total is on this page? So what is this whole page worth? All right, and that is page 8. Let's go on to page 9. Okay, and page 9 is a little bit different because it is facing this way. There is a lot of stuff on these two pages, page 9 and page 10, and they kind of go together. So when I have the kids do these pages, I usually have them do both at the same time. So today's number is 23 again. Okay, and then we're going to put 23 in all of the boxes. So 23, 23, 23, 23, and 23. So in the number 23, there are 2 10s and there are 3 1s. I know that because if I use 10 frames, which is this one down here, it would be 10, 20. Those are each worth 10. So the kids have used these in class. They know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 in one long. And then there are 3 1s. So 1, 2, 3. So 23. So 2 10s and 3 1s. Color in 23. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to go 10, 20, and 3. Expanded form. So that's my 20 plus 3. So I'm breaking that up into the 10s and the 1s. I know that 3 is an odd number, which means that 23 is an odd number. But if my child really wanted to look at that and wasn't sure, then we could look at our lines here. So this is one line and one line, so that's even. And then our 3 here, it can't be separated into 2 equal parts. So that means that it must be an odd number. So 23 10 less is 13, and 20 less than 23 is 3. So 23 minus 20 is 3. 10 more is 33, and 20 more than 23 is 43. And then the last thing they're going to do is count backwards and forwards by ones. So 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, and 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28. And then they're going to flip it over, and you have your last page, which is page 10. And we're going to use that same number for this page. We'll just erase that. Okay, so 23 goes into all of these boxes. Okay, so print addition questions for 23. Aha, so 23 plus 1 equals 24. 23 plus 10 equals 33. And they can list as many questions as they want. They could also go 20 plus 3 equals 23. As long as 23 is in there somewhere, they are good. And then print subtraction questions for 23. 23 minus 0 equals 23. Let's do 30 minus 7 equals 23. 23 minus 1 equals 22. So again, as many different questions as they can. Use picture numbers and words to solve. Okay, so there are 23 cats at Miss Jackson's house. 1 runs away. How many are left? So that's my question in words, and then I'm going to draw them. So here are my cats, and they will have to draw 23 cats. I will leave it up to your imagination what 23 cats would look like, because I'm not going to do that right now. But I have this cat here, and it is going to run away. So off it goes, and there are 22 cats left. So 23 minus 1 cat, so 1 cat left, which means Miss Jackson still has 22 cats, which is way more cats than any teacher should have. And that is it for our math workshop binder. So if you're running through these and you are needing some help or you have any questions, just send your teacher an email and we're happy to do that. I would start by letting your child choose the number that they want to work with. If they are looking at these pages and they're a bit overwhelmed, start them off with a really small number. I would suggest nothing smaller than 10, but maybe 10 is a good starting point. So you might use the number 10 at first. Some of your kids might decide that they want to try some really hard numbers, so they might go into the hundreds and try 174. It's completely up to them. Some of the pages do have a limit for the number that can be used though. So for example, here 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So really 110 is the largest number that could be on this page. So you do have to pay attention to that a little bit and just make sure that you know the limitations of each page. But they could always start adding on extra place value blocks to this page if they wanted to. This page is great for larger numbers. You could go up to 999 here quite easily, and it's kind of fun for the kids to work with those higher numbers too. In grade 2, they really only need to know to 100, so going beyond that is great, but not really necessary. It's more important that they have a good foundation of what their numbers are and how to work with them.